everybody. Today we're going to be talking about how God is always with us. Can you think of an example or maybe a couple examples of where God has been with you? Maybe it's during church, during worship, or in Bible class. Or maybe it's going on a drive in the car with your family. Or maybe it's at school. Well, to start off today, we're going to look at a story from the Bible where God gives us an example of how He is always with us. So we're going to be in Genesis 28 and read verses 10 through 22. So in this passage, Jacob is taking a journey into the wilderness when something really amazing happens to him. Jacob was walking alone in the wilderness, and I bet you can't imagine how scary that might have been for him and how afraid he might have been walking all by himself. Well, while he was walking, he became really sleepy, and he got a rock as a pillow. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that would have been? That would have hurt your neck. Well, when he fell asleep, he had a dream. I'm sure you've had dreams before. I know I have had a lot of dreams before, but this one was a little bit different and a little bit more special because God was there in his dream. When he had his dream, the things that he saw was a staircase that went from earth, where he was, all the way up to heaven, and there were angels going up and down it, and God spoke to him through that dream. There were a few promises that God made to Jacob through the dream. The first one was that Jacob and his children would someday own the land that he was sleeping on. The second one was that God promised that Jacob and his descendants would be like the dust of the earth. That's kind of like saying Jacob will have many children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on. There will be so many people in Jacob's family as there are stars in the sky. That is a whole lot of family members. And then the last promise that God made to Jacob in this dream was that that he would be with Jacob wherever he went. God would always be with him. And can you imagine how relieving that would feel when he realized that? Because he had thought he was all by himself in the wilderness, and he was probably really scared. But when he realized that God was with him the whole time, he probably wasn't scared anymore. God was always with Jacob. Jacob just didn't realize it. How scared, or can you imagine how scared Jacob felt when he was alone? Now imagine how he feels now that he knows that he is safe because God's with him. God's watching over him, and he even is telling him a little bit of his future. God is with us too, wherever we go and anywhere that we go. And we will never feel alone when we remember that God is with us. Those questions that I asked at the beginning of this, when we thought about some examples of where God had been with you, maybe at church or at school or in the car or even at the dentist office or something, the answer to all of that is yes, God is with us at all of those places. We just have to remember to be super faithful to Him because He's faithful to us if we are to Him. Okay, so now we're going to watch a video that tells the story that we just talked about.
Jacob was traveling to Haran. When night came, he lay down to sleep. He used a rock as his pillow. While he was asleep, Jacob had a dream. In his dream, he saw a ladder. The ladder reached from earth all the way up to heaven. Jacob dreamed he saw angels going up and down the ladder. In his dream, Jacob saw God standing at the top of the ladder. God said he would protect Jacob and give him a huge family. God also promised to give Jacob's family all the land where Jacob was resting. When Jacob woke up, he worshiped God and followed him.
So I hope you guys have a good week, and we hope to see you guys again soon.